Do you use a financial advisor? Should you? Watch this video to find out if they are really worth the cost. Hello and welcome back to another video with Mind Money Masters. I'm Cameron and I'm your host today as we discuss briefly financial advisor services. Are they really worth it? They can be very expensive. So in this video we go into what they are, what they do as financial advisors, and different types of advisors available. Of course, at the end I will give you my final take on advisors in general and why you should or maybe shouldn't get one. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to see any new videos that are created. Also, if you feel comfortable, please add a comment in the feed on what you liked and what I could talk more about. It really helps me to hear what you are interested in. You know, I find this quote by Warren Buffett very interesting. Asking for financial advice from a financial planner is like asking a barber if you need a haircut. Think about that for a minute. Kind of sounds like he thinks financial planners are maybe just salespeople, right? Let's look a little bit closer. What are financial advisors and what can they do for you? So financial advisor, also known as financial planner, they're oftentimes used interchangeably, but it's not really the case necessarily. A financial planner is typically just someone that offers a financial plan or an investment plan for a cost, obviously. In a general sense, an advisor can be defined as any person who is directly involved in the financial decision-making process of another person or entity. So a financial advisor typically can do more than a financial planner or specializes in something other than just investment planning. One of the things that an advisor could potentially be is a certified public accountant, a CPA, or a registered investment advisor, RIA as a designation. Regardless of whether you decide on a financial advisor or a financial planner, they are both able to assist in investment managing processes. Recently, we've seen the influx of Robo Advisors as a common alternative to traditional financial advisors. I go into more detail about Robo Advisors later in this section, but just right now I wanted to just bring it up as an option. So now that we learned kind of from a high-level perspective what a financial advisor is, as for what they do, they can do almost anything related to finance. If you are someone just starting out or have no idea where to begin on investing, it is important to either A, do all the research yourself, or talk to someone who has already done the research for you. Typically, I try not to reinvent the wheel, so I would like to learn from someone who has been there. A financial advisor is someone that has been there and hopefully learned more about the topic than you. The financial advisor can offer options and strategies that you may not have thought of before. Or, if your business, your main job is working 9 to 5, say in software sales, how much time are you actually devoting to learning about the investment or stock market? After work, do you take some courses for fun? Do you spend that time with your family and friends? A lot of times we don't necessarily want to learn more after we've already been at work all day. So an advisor is someone to have on your team that can free up your time to do other things instead of researching stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, alternative investments. This is their 9 to 5. This is what they do as a profession. So the next question could be, how do I select a correct or a good financial advisor? First, we got to learn the types of advisors and which one might be the best for you or the most effective. So there's 3 main types of advisors. There is the traditional financial advisor, the online advisor, and the robo advisors. I'm going to go through each one of those in more specific detail. So the traditional advisor, this is the most common advice offered. You may have seen this type of advisor on television talking about building the best retirement plan or offering a free consultation to help you build the best financial plan. This type of advice is usually a fee-based advice. Not free, unfortunately, but it is a fee-based advice and can be the most expensive of the options. Traditional financial advisors are usually a person or a group of people that will talk to you specifically about your investments. This is important when deciding on your advisor. That being said, you would receive face-to-face personalized attention and advice. With this type of advisor, you get all of your questions answered by a live person, typically the same person or group of people. These individuals should have additional licenses such as brokerage licenses, asset management licenses, and even certified designations. We talked about CPA and RAA a little bit earlier. Traditional financial advisors should really only be used if you have large amount of assets under management. And most of the time they don't take anyone under $250,000. So most firms require $250,000 for this type of traditional financial advice. Some are less. These types of advisors should be consulted if you receive a large inheritance, or if you have estate planning questions, or you're looking to make some complex investment decisions. Second, online advisors. Popularity for online advisors has really increased a lot over the prior years. This is typically a hybrid between the Robo Advisor, which we'll get into later, and traditional financial advisors. So if this is a route to consider, you may be meeting with multiple individuals who are just starting to build their practice, and you may be using more online tools. So you might get a group as well and specific advice to go and work through the website. So there are more online tools focused. Personal research and decision making will definitely play more of a role in this category versus traditional financial advisors. So you get, like I said, kind of a hybrid. So one of the articles that I definitely would recommend, and I'll put it in my description here, is The Best Online Financial Advisors. It's an article that gives some options for different online advisors as well as robo advisors, but I'll put that link in my description so you can check that out. This would be an option for someone who would like to have some control over their own decisions and want access to a live person if they need some serious questions answered. There could also be a fee to this type of investing. However, it's usually lesser than a traditional advisor because it's less personalized service. Lastly, I want to talk about is the Robo Advisors section. The Robo Advisors, so if this is you are looking for a complete hands-off option for investing. So no one's going to be checking your portfolio necessarily live person, and you won't be paying much attention to it. So what I mean by that is you're basically allowing the computers to rebalance and don't really have any interest in discussing options. So a robo-advisor is best if someone is really just looking to put all of their assets into a structured portfolio associated with a mutual fund balance. So in essence, you're going to put in for growth stocks and bonds and maybe like a 60-40 style where 60% is in higher risk and 40% is in bonds or security. But no one's actually going to tell you whether or not that's actually the right mutual funds or stocks or ETFs to purchase. It's really just automated. So if you have a passion for making your own decisions and doing your own research, this is an option for you. You can always have another account where you actively invest with zero guidance from the standpoint of any help at all. So you can take this robo-advisor and look at their structured portfolios, invest in the structured portfolio. They'll do the whole thing for you without any advice or any fees. And then you could also go and have your own other portfolio where you kind of do more speculative work. So I don't want you to think that this is a bad option by any means. Obviously, this is just an option that doesn't present any face-to-face commentary. So typically this option is guided by an initial risk assessment online and then offers options to invest on your own based upon the assessment. It allows the computer to automatically pick your investments. Robo-advisors are becoming incredibly popular. In general, this is best for those who are just starting out, have very little to invest, less than $10,000 basically, or you just don't want to take the time to think about talking to a financial advisor or figure anything out partially on your own with online advice. If you're in this category, I would still encourage you to pay close attention to any fees charged. We talked about this a little bit in my article on mutual funds. There could be lots of different little fees that you don't know about in whatever you invest in. So I would encourage strongly to check out the mutual funds article on my blog post. You'll have a link to my blog post in the description as well. So finally, my final take on financial advisors. So when you select, or if you select a financial advisor, understand that this person is going to see the ins and outs of your financial situation. If it's the traditional or if it's kind of the hybrid online advisor. There cannot be any question that this person is going to act in your best interest. They must act in your best interest. If you want a physical person to do this for you, do not fall for any salesperson financial planners or financial advisors. That first quote that we talked about by Warren Buffett, don't fall for someone that is just going to tell you kind of what you want to hear. Talk with someone that is literally going to show you an official plan, show you the negatives, the positives, the risks associated, and how they're going to handle risky situations. So you must understand, you must make sure that they understand your personal goals. They must be aligned to your personal goals and structure this plan to help you achieve it. A financial advisor should offer options and education. Also, I would be very leery of any advisor that starts suggesting investments unless they have a RIA designation, which is a registered investment advisor designation, and they start suggesting investments, because with an RIA designation, they would never suggest an investment that they're not personally in. So you want to find out if you're looking at a broker or if you're looking at an investment advisor, what kind of specific designations that they have. Definitely those are two key points that you must understand. Also, the personal research associated with this, there has to be an element of personal research and decision making. This is your individual portfolio. You don't really want to leave your financial futures just in the hands of fate. You could always take time to do some research. I recently finished a book called The 3% Signal by Jason Kelly. In my opinion, this is a great investing strategy book. If you're not really wanting to do a whole lot, you're kind of in that boat where you want a Robo Advisor, but it's really more, you don't even want to have like a mutual fund advising portfolio. This talks about 2 investments, and that's it. That's all you have to do, and you just focus on that. So The 3% Signal by Jason Kelly, I'll have a link in my description as well for that one. But it's a great, great book, and it's worth the read. Getting back, this is your money, your future. Make sure that you take an active role in it. You really want to make sure that this financial advisor is more like an investment doctor. So when you go to the doctor, they check your physical health. A financial advisor should be there to check your financial health. Make sure you ask as many questions about your investments as possible if you decide to go with an advisor. Also, furthermore, with the whole credentials, you want to make sure a good financial advisor has the various credentials. Now, when I talk about that, it can be a financial advisor or technically a financial planner, but make sure you look at these particular credentials. A financial planner may hold a CFP, a Certified Financial Planning designation. A financial advisor may hold a CFA, a Chartered Financial Analyst, or a Chartered Financial Consultant, CHFC designation. Each of these designations should suggest that the advisor obtains some additional knowledge in the field and may be a better decision maker than those who do not have the additional designations. So, is financial advice right for you? Obviously I cannot answer that. I don't know your specific situation, but I hope that I gave you enough information to make your own decision. You know that I'm definitely interested in investments, and it's a passion of mine. So financial education is super important to me. So you need to have as much financial education before you look for financial advice from anyone. So definitely look at your own education and learn more as much as you can before you pick your financial advisors. Most of them out there, I would say, are there to help. There are some that aren't, but with this market, especially recently, it can change extremely quickly. So the advisor should be able to have a risk management strategy that makes sense to you, that you're comfortable with. So whether you want to use a financial advisor or not, these are all things that you really need to consider before you decide. So I hope you enjoyed the video on my financial advisor services review. Please remember to comment in the feed on what you liked and what else you would like me to discuss. Also, if you have ever wondered how to build a business on your own, where you can generate some side income allowing you to invest more into your future for time freedom, even adding more funds into your financial portfolio, definitely take a look at the link in my description that talks about how I built a business, an online business, from scratch. My side business allows me to talk about financial education and investments, which is, as you can tell, mostly what my channel is about. There are some other things that I do talk about, make money online and some affiliate marketing things, but thank you again so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Cheers to your success and happy investing.